Why don't you fit in at work even if you're hella qualified? Because social class is not just an income, it is a culture. And this starts far before you get into the workplace or even college. In addition to racial segregation that was only outlawed in the 60s, or the property values changed, people who work together tend to live in similar areas and neighborhoods because that is where they can afford to go. So you have a lot of people who work in similar fields like blue collar or white collar professionals living in the same area. In the US, our schools are paid for by property taxes, meaning that people who have around the same amount of money and access to resources tend to go to school together. So working class kids grow up with working class parents who have working class jobs, who live in working class neighborhoods and go to schools with other working class kids. And in these environments where we're all together, you have similar styles of communication, similar ways of playing, similar hobbies, similar career opportunities that you think are feasible for you and that you're even aware exist, similar ways of handling conflict, and similar perceptions of teamwork and even what styles of sports you like. Now, if you end up going to college, that might be your first taste, if you're a working class person, of middle class and upper class culture, because these universities have upper middle class norms. And the more elite the university, the higher the norms are. Even if you go to college, the workplace transition can be completely different. In my experience, I felt like I graduated and I had good grades and I had a degree and I still didn't understand what was happening in my first postgraduate job. Let's say you may not even go to college, you just get promoted till you get to that more elite level. And you notice there's a shift in the environment. You notice what my research has found up here, all these unwritten rules that were taught to you very early by your family, by your school teachers, by the people you grew up with, who you played sports with, who you hung out with, all related to those things that were normalized in your community on how you handle conflict, communicate, etc. So even when the paycheck becomes the same, the culture is different. And that's why talking about the unwritten rules of work and class is vital, because you can be highly qualified. You can have that American dream and you can still be like, what is going on here? And it has business implications as well, because businesses lose great people who they can't keep because they're like, I don't like being here. Or they promote the wrong person because they promote someone who isn't skilled but has that polish, has the middle class culture. And that's a juxtaposition that a lot of businesses are in that they shouldn't be, because there are a lot of people in power who are very charismatic who don't know their head from their ass. And then there are people who know their head from their ass but don't know how to interact with people who are different from them and play politics. Learn more about the unwritten rules of work and stop making a binary decision that you don't have to make. You can get a taste of what I'm talking about in my book that's coming out this fall. I have a free chapter linked in my bio. Before we wrap up, if any of this resonates with you and you're ready to see how it can be integrated into your work life, you can book with me on my website. If you're not sure where to get started, the first 20 minutes are free, and that's the white button above me. And if you're ready to dive into coaching, click the purple one on the top. I'll put the links in the description of this video.